the journey started from being undeserving, being unworthy. So our journey, when we get to a certain place in Christianity, we sort of become very judgmental. Whether we're judgmental of other denomination because we think we're better than them because they don't uphold the same doctrine. But we sort of forget where this whole thing started from. It started from being undeserving. And you're going to see a lot of times in life, people's outcome don't always look like what you think they would get, or even your own outcome. So have you not had that opportunity to say, but this is our classmate. He barely had third class. How did he get into Shell? How now? And me, that I understood all the equations in class. I'm a maths teacher. Have you never had that thinking in life? How? And that is grace at work. And that's what God has done to you. Grace is that leveler, right? Some people are going to come from a wealthy home. Some people won't, But because the grace of God does not look at the financial status of your father, it gives you the leverage, and it is up to you to. For if while we were God's enemies, we were reconciled to him. Don't ever get to a place where you get over familiar with Christianity that you forget how you get through the door. You didn't get through the door because you were a pastor's child. You got through the door by grace. You came, it was while we were sinners. You were not reconciled from being a good boy. You were not perfect. And God said, this one looks, your ways. Open the door, let this one come in. No, you were buried in sin. Doesn't matter, the depth of sin. We all were reconciled from. After you have suffered a little while, will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, not having the right attitude to grace. And when you don't have the right attitude to grace, you don't sort of realize when there is grace in the room. Get us out of grace by making us over familiar with grace. You may miss out on grace if you have a wrong posture to grace. And one of the wrong posture you can have is not paying attention to what matters when there is grace. When there is a grace for something in the room. Sometimes God, sometimes God brings someone into the same space as you because God wants to open your eyes to the grace of excellence. You meet somebody, don't focus on the money that person has. Go, I will bounce on that spring. I will bounce on that trampoline of grace and go as high as it can take me. I will not stop at 5 feet. I will not stop at 7 feet. I will go as high as your grace has allowed me to go. I will appreciate every grace that you have given unto me. When I stand before you in heaven, it will not be like Joshua, who you said to, there is so much grace you could have utilized. There is so much land you could have covered. That, Lord, you will open my eyes. I will not return to you without my